I watched The Boy and the Heron. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure I'll post this. I'm a little embarrassed how emotional the movie makes me. My mother, if it matters to you, and I are very close, and I I don't know. The movie is so full of grieving and coming to terms with that loss that I like choked me up a little bit a couple of times. But boy, if it's not a beautifully animated movie, and even if it's a little disjointed, I understand. If you don't know, Miyazaki's lead senior animator passed like partway through, held up production for like 3 months because he just couldn't do it without him. And there is a shift partway through the movie, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't know how different that makes the movie, and we'll really never know the answer about how much it changed anything or if it changed anything in actuality, other than what they say in interviews here and there. But boy, if that wasn't tough to watch in a lot of ways for me. Yeah, my mom's alive. I don't typically like Miyazaki movies as much as other people. I really don't care for Howl's Moving Castle. I like Kiki's Delivery Service well enough, but I would never pick it out of a lineup. And the more I think about it, I've really only seen a couple of them, or a handful, that nothing about them ever, oh, I better go watch the rest of them, or something like that. So for me, Princess Mononoke was probably always a favorite of mine, but I kind of check out about 85% of the movie into it, where the deer monster god shows up, and I just check out at that stage. I just don't care after that, and I just don't want to watch it anymore. But this was really something special. Up top to bottom, boy, is that opening sequence with the fire beautifully animated, and then just all the little things, getting into the cart. There's just a lot of little nice touches. And you really see a lot of it throughout the movie, and it does a really good job of show, don't tell. Boy, is that Heron fucking ugly. And if it matters to you, I did watch the dub, and your boy Rob Pattinson is really killing it. Like, boy, it doesn't even seem like that could be him, and boy, is that a fantastic job. 10 out of 10. Voice cast is always on point in these movies that I've seen Spirited Away about 100 times. And I've seen it both ways. I've seen it dubbed, and I've seen it the regular style, I guess, subbed. And both are great. That it's interesting to watch and see because, we bash on Invincible for hiring like a gigantic celebrity voice cast, but this one is putting in the work. Where, there's a few standouts in Invincible, but not like this. My mouth is all like wonky. I don't know what happened. Hand-me-down puppet. And a lot of this movie is tied up in what you do know and what you don't know. That Miyazaki himself lost his mother when he was very young, and he grew up around that time, the Pacific War, and there's this element of needing to be, coddled and taken care of that, you certainly see in Mahito. And then you can see aspects of him later on in the Grand Uncle, and even a little bit the Heron. That it's just a really well crafted film. Whether you like it or not is another thing that I feel like if you don't relate to a certain aspect of the Miyazaki films, you straight up will not like them as much, or you won't enjoy it to the extent you probably could. That this felt like grieving to me. And I'm very afraid of that. And so I had a hard time watching it at a couple points. But boy, I thought that was fantastic. I think the whole thing is pretty good. If this is the last Miyazaki, and it probably will be, you're doing yourself a disservice not to watch it. Even if you don't love this one, it's got a lot of little callbacks to the other ones and little elements that you could still really enjoy. Whether you love this or not, that there's a special place in my heart for Mahito eating that little bite of the bread with the jam on it and such. That it's cute. It's cute. It's hard to think about for me. that the scene where the stepmother takes on the mother's face to a degree and says that she hates him is such a gut punch for me, because it's in that little room with the little spirit tags or whatever they are that obviously I don't know. It reminds me a lot of the one time in Full Metal Alchemist where the brothers are they're not really both at odds, but Alphonse is upset with Ed, and Ed reveals, or Winry reveals, the one thing Ed really feared was that Alphonse would actually hate him for what he did to him. Not that they had done some horrible spirit experiment on him, but that Ed might be so afraid, paralyzed with fear, that Alphonse would just straight up hate him. That also, like, man, it just chews me out, man. I can't deal with it. So this is such a good... I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it would be about that, really. That it's really good. I understand complaints about the ending, but in the same way, it doesn't explicitly tell you, oh, well, this movie is in the late 1930s and the dad works for blah. It doesn't matter. It's a movie where they show and don't tell you that you don't need to see Sen scoop up into her parents' arms and bawl their eyes out. You can see that Mahito has accepted his new family, and he hasn't forgotten his mom, but he has learned to overcome his grief. It really is a beautiful movie for me. I enjoyed it, and I had a good time. It wasn't what I was expecting, but they never are, really. The Boy and the Heron. You kids be good. If you like this content, I'm supposed to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. I think I think like is here, and comment is probably down there, and subscribe over there somewhere too, I think. I don't know how many times this like snippet is gonna make it into a video. Everybody says you should do it this way, and I always thought it was just like an annoying thing other YouTubers did. And as you know, I am bad at editing, so if you like it, great, I'm happy for you. If you don't like it, I'm sorry.